So let's talk about how we name the parts of the scale. One of the key things is that I've been counting out notes, and so what musicians do is we have scale degrees. And a scale degree, the word degree is just an old Latin word for a step, a scale step. So that each note represents a degree or step within that scale. And so I've got an A major scale here, our whole step and half step pattern, and I ended up with these accidentals to create it. So every scale works this way, every major scale works this way, that I can label each of these notes with a particular number. So this is, of course, the first scale degree, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and it's the first, or you can say the eighth scale degree, and they get interchanged in how people talk about them depending on the context. Now, one more label we have to put on here is, or a notation, is that we put this little caret top mark, and that's how we denote specifically a scale degree as to some other use of that number. So that's the first thing, is scale degrees. Next, we have solfege. Solfege is, you might recognize these if you learned them when you were growing up. Depending on the musical tradition you were raised in, a lot of countries outside the US and Canada use fixed solfege. That means the name of the solfege is the name of the note. So they don't refer to C, for instance, as a C, they call it do, and the note D is re in that system. However, in America, we have a tradition of using what's called movable do. So we call the pitch names by their letter name, and when we use solfege, we move the solfege around depending on the first note of the scale. And so if I'm in an A scale, A is now do, B is re, C sharp is mi, and so on. So in other words, the scale degree number matches the solfege. So whatever scale degree 1 is, that's do, and everything else follows from there. Some of you might remember this, do, a deer, a female deer, that Julie Andrews song from The Sound of Music. This system of labels, in addition to being the pitch names in certain cultures, how they approach the music, are actually a singing, teaching, ear training device that's been around for centuries and is still used a lot today. We use it in our musicianship classes here.